Pay the price for your lack of vision.
What? Wow. Give me back. I eat them. Hey, I want a place to be reviewing these toasted strudels. Eat them!
Were you expecting someone else? Let's start the show.
You guys are so screwed now!
It is I, it is he, it is me. No, it's not Dictor Van Doomcock. It's P.W.E. Tepecuian from the Place to Be Reviews. Right here with all of yous, even the Orthodox Jews. L'chaim, my people. Mazel tov. Happy Friday to you all. The Fandom Menace People's Champion. The most electrifying man in the Fandom Menace. Right here with you. Friday Night Live. Oh, in the Place to Be Reviews. It feels so good to be back. It is the weekend. We were all working for Friday night, but let me bring in my co-host to make things right. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony Tone Deaf.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the world's wokest warrior, primitive-sided, toxic fanboy aligned with the like-minded. Tony Tone Deaf rocking with you. It's Friday night, baby, the Place to Be Reviews. What's up, everybody out there in the chat? Vinnie, ETEP, pleasure as always, and I'm looking forward to a great show.
Speaking of Vinnie, here is our guest for the evening. He is the creator of Shadow of the Kraken. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vinnie Art.
Hey guys, how we doing tonight?
Hey man, welcome, brother. Happy you came on. We like I said, me and Vinnie hooked up over on I think it was the Humpty Dump, wasn't it? Over on Scotty's channel.
No, it was on Stephen Wolf's channel.
It was on Steven's channel. Okay, it was TR4. I was trying to remember what I stream 4 to 5 days a week, so it's like some of them kind of run together. But yeah, man, it was like I said, this guy's I gotta have him on, dude. I saw his book and I'm like, holy shit.
Thanks,
like,
man. Yeah, we were talking about Cobra Kai on that night, and we were like all going off on a good way though, in a good way.
See, I haven't even seen Cobra Kai yet. Tony's been busting my balls. I haven't got a chance to see it yet. Oh Jesus, Parrot Head's in the house. Calm down and give a couple of. I'm not drinking coffee, bro. It's too late for that. I'm having wine. I got other party favors around, but it's gonna be a fun night, man. But I wanna talk to Vinnie about tell us about Shadow of the Kraken, man.
Yeah, well, shit. Like I said, I'm new on your channel anyway, but I'll tell people my background first. I did work for Todd McFarlane. I was a lead designer at his toy company for about like 2 years. After that, I started doing a whole bunch of other stuff. I did stuff for Image. I did some covers and things like that. I did a lot of toy designs for different companies as well. Toy Biz, statue designs and stuff for Randy Bowen, Diamond Select, just a bunch of crazy stuff. But there was something that I saw in the mainstream that drove me crazy. And it's how they were treating fans, and it always bothered me, man, because they would always talk shit, and I'm like, I don't understand this, like, because like I'm a collector as well of all this stuff. Yeah, I'm a fan, and they were shitting on everybody, and I'm like, I can't stand this. At these conventions, I was getting a good reputation because I mean, I had like a line by my table all the time on almost every show. And big professionals were like, what's going on here? I like, what are you working on? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm showing my books. These are my books, man. It's my stuff. Yeah. Like, how do you have a line this big? I'm like, because they treat people well. You guys don't. Like, fuck it, man. Call it. So yeah, I started working on my own stuff. My first project was Through the Woods. Then I did City of Venus. This is my 6th campaign right now. The 5th one I'll show you right here was hardcover book. I did Through the Woods. This is 100 pages. I did this for the fans. I did like a collected version since it's a 3-issue miniseries. Take a look at the back too. This is a ghost story. This is still available too on Indiegogo, but I got all these projects out there, and this was again in less than 2 years. So I decided, you know what, 5th campaign in that short amount of time, let's do something cool. I crunched some numbers and I said, fuck it. If we hit this stretch goal, let's do a hardcover. And you know, the fans, they got me there. It's amazing. again, I took a cut because this could have been like a soft cover book and I would get more money in the bank. But I did this for people, man. And like you can see the size compared to a regular book. I did it oversized as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really went above and beyond. And I did it for the people. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. So, like, Shadow of the Kraken. This book is my pirate story that I've been wanting to tell for a long time. I don't know if you want me to share screen or.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man.
So, yeah, this is Shadow of the Kraken. Again, all created by me on this one. Through the Woods was co-created and co-written with my brother Frank. But this one's all me, just like City of Venus was. And yeah, this is a pirate story. I went more to traditional kind of feel for it. But it's going to go into cool places. And it's really like a tale. Like I'm trying to like show like the darkness of man, like how far is too far before you could get redemption. You know, if you cross that line, like is your soul fucked? Are you going to stay evil? It's that type of a story that I'm playing around with. But I mean, there's lots of stuff going on here. On this variant cover, this skull is kind of important to the story as well. There's a map that's carved into it, but it's also coded. So there's going to be some cool shit happening with this. But like the main character, you find out in this story, he was part of the Royal Navy, but you find out why he defects. You know, again, you got to pick up the book. But you find out why he decides to go into piracy. You know, I'm playing with a lot of cool stuff in this story, but I want people to be taken on a really cool adventure. You know, so you're gonna have these beautiful locations. You're gonna have these big epic battle scenes with these ships, brutality, hot women. You know, it's gonna have everything it's supposed to have. You know, a solid story. Like, you know, it's just, and all this is me, man. You know, writing it, drawing it, doing the colors, doing the word balloons, everything. And that's just how I've been rolling with all this stuff, man.
That's
just,
like a rarity these days for like to do like your own lettering even. I mean, that is,
yep.
that's awesome. That is,
Thanks,
now,
man.
do you draw now? I'm kind of new to this, like as far as like the independent comic stuff goes. Now, when you do yours, do you draw like on like a pad, or do you how do you do your art?
Yeah, I'll draw it out traditionally. I'll do like pencils. Either I'll do it like in a sketch pad, or I'll do it like on the Bristol board. Sometimes I'll ink in pages as well. Like I'll do, you know, full traditional steps, and then I'll scan it in and I paint it on the computer. So like, yeah, I got the big tablet and the pen and all that stuff.
All right.
You know, it's easier that way. But lately, I'm going more into like digital ink. So I'll draw it all out, and then I'll do my inks on the computer. It gets like a nice smoother line, but that's why on this campaign I have some pages that they're available. But again, it's very rare that I sell like those big pages. I'll normally do like a commission type thing. That's no problem. But for the actual pages in the book, you know, I only have about like 4 to 8 of them available right now. Yeah, I was only going to do them in batches, but those are the ones I'm willing to part with.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why they're a little more expensive for the high rollers. But yeah, man, it's always playing around with different stuff, because that's what I've been doing. I mean, I genre jump too. Like City of Venus, it's my futuristic story, so that's a little bit different. I'm going back to issue 2 after this is completed and out the door for people. So it's cool because it keeps things fresh for me. Yeah. And you know, and more alive. So I'm going to be more excited about working on another project, another issue, instead of, you know, kind of repetitive, mundane kind of steps. Because that's what sometimes that happens with when you're working on books. No matter how cool the project is, you might get stuck in that kind of format. You want to break it up. So that's what I've been doing. So yeah. And Pirates is something I fucking absolutely love. The Kraken is the name of the ship. A lot of people get confused with that.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that. I'm like, is it an actual like the big like Kraken, or so it's the ship? All right, I see. Well, I see the front of it now.
But again, like I said, there's twists and big surprises. So I'm not giving everything away.
Yeah, don't do that. They can pay for it.
Yeah, because there is some really cool shit happening, especially like with the villain of the book, which is this dude here. You find like how evil this guy really is. Like,
he looks like Deathstroke, man. Like he looks like a pirate Deathstroke. That's kind of badass.
Yeah. Well, like, I was playing with cool designs. Like I had a couple different looks for this guy, but kind of having like a more sleek look for him worked. And especially later, because there's a big reveal that happens with this guy towards the end of the book, which I think is pretty awesome. And I wonder if like people are going to be able to spot it before it's revealed towards the end of the book, because it's something cool with this guy. But yeah, like he's kind of hunting down the heroes of the book, but like you want to know why he's pulling strings, you know, from the shadows. It's that kind of cool shit that's happening. You know, a little bit like the Emperor kind of deal, but in his own way. Yeah, but he's more active. Like maybe if you cross Vader and the Emperor together, sort of.
Oh, nice. Kind of like he would be like almost like if you went like to like a Superman reference, like General Zod, then
something like that. Yeah,
kind of like an active protagonist, where he's like you said, he's got a little bit of both, like you said, like Palpatine and Vader, which is nice too.
Yeah, he's got a brain on him. He's doing his own thing.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like.
You'll see what happens. It's pretty cool.
That eye stab scene in the video, that panel is so fucking gorgeous. I was like, oh damn, like I felt that. I was like, yes, like that is so brutal looking. It's so great though.
Yeah, but again, it's like it's not Disney shit. I'm showing it. I'm showing the brutality. They don't really do that. I mean, you're gonna see people like missing limbs. I showed you a page I'm working on beforehand. I mean, there's a guy getting his throat slit and they're tossing him overboard. You know, and then there's gonna be some other cool shit happening.
Yeah. So it's like this is like what piracy was like. This is what they did, you know. It's like they're brutal savages, man.
Absolutely, man. And like I said too, like with this story, like I'm gonna show some of the stuff that's going on or what actually kind of happened. I mean, most of the crew on the Kraken, like they're made up of either other people who defected from the Royal Navy or freed slaves. Okay. Because like that kind of stuff did happen, but it's nothing that's like crammed down your throat. I mean, because there have been pirates that were freed or escaped, and they became really well-known pirates, you know, and you know they happen to be black. Like that stuff happened, and no one really wants to talk about it too much or cover it. But like you're doing research to this, I mean, you find out other cool things, you know, and then you're gonna have moments where you could even encounter some of the people who are still slaves, or are they going to be freed? What's going on? You know, what else is the hero doing in the story? Because again, he is a pirate, so he's not, you know, he's not your Captain America type of character. He's still doing things that are, you know, illegal, things that are a little too fucked up. But you'll see who he's attacking and why he's attacking them. But the other cool thing too with this story is what I'm playing with, that a lot of people think that, if you're more notorious, you're famous, that's the better thing. Wrong. You don't want to be on their radar, because then they're going to be sending people after you. There are pirate hunters. The Royal Navy's going to come after you. So they're trying to stay under the radar, but still doing their thing, you know? Yeah. So there's some cool stuff happening, but you'll see the betrayals. You'll see other cool stuff happening because, again, they're pirates.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Damn, that's cool, because there's like when they do pirate stuff, like mainstream, like movies, it's pretty like hit or miss whether like how it goes. You know, obviously Pirates of the Caribbean was high, you know, the first I saw, like I think the first 2 or 3 movies, those were good, but like you said, it's Disney stuff. You're not getting like the full like savagery of it. I was just I was thinking the other day, and I had to look this up right now. It's it was a show with John Malkovich. I can't remember if it's called Black Sails, or I think he was playing Blackbeard was what it was.
I think you're getting a couple of those confused. Malkovich wasn't in it.
Was it Malkovich?
No.
It was a series. It wasn't a movie.
Yeah, it was a series
on NBC.
What's the guy's name? Toby something. It was a prequel to Treasure Island, but they went a little more dark with it.
And it was only on for 1 season, though.
No, this one was on for 4 seasons.
Okay, so we're on different shows.
Yeah, I think you got the title to the one I'm talking about, but I don't know what the Malkovich one was.
Yeah, it was on NBC.
Okay.
It was so good though. Like I because it was like, damn, I was like, it's not like a wonky plot. You know, it wasn't like geared towards kids. It was an adult. You know, you had a British Royal Navy spy that had infiltrated his, his island, because he had his own island he was on.
Nice.
And man, I'm looking it up right now. I'm on IMDb looking it up.
Okay.
It was a couple years ago. I'm trying to. Damn it, I can't find.
Black Sails was a really good one. I think
Crossbones.
Crossbones. Yeah. Okay.
Edward Blackbeard Teach. That's who he played. Blackbeard. Yep.
Yeah.
Crossbones. That's a damn. Yeah. Black Sails, another show altogether. That didn't sound right, but that was the one that popped into my head for some reason.
Yeah. I guess my book would be a little bit closer to Black Sails, but again, I have my own twist in here too.
Yeah.
And the other cool thing is, like, I have it, like, this story is, like, in all my books, there's a connected universe. So if it's not a direct connection, it's going to be like a really cool Easter egg that you're going to see later on. I'm doing stuff like that. So yeah, so like in my future book in City of Venus, you're going to see something here, you know. I'm trying to do that so that it things feel more universal. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's going to be a good time. I mean,
so
again,
this one, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, building these kind of universes is like really important to me. But.
So this, the Through the Woods and your futuristic one, those all are in the same universe.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That is very cool, because that way, like you said, it establishes like a set of laws and rules for the universe. So your readers have that sense of continuity to it, even if the stories are a stark contrast in, you know, setting and time and locale. It is. That's really. That's a smart model to use. I mean, it really is.
I think it is, and it makes sense. There's even something cool that I have planned later for City of Venus with a possible crossover with somebody else. But like we fleshed out how it could work, because our universes are vastly different. But I figured out a loophole to kind of get past a certain thing, and then he was like, "Fuck yeah, this is perfect." So we're just going to try to make sure we have a couple of issues done of our own projects before that happens. So
yeah,
I'm not even making an announcement yet on it, but we did come up with a really cool story. So
I love it. Yeah. I love it. That's awesome.
It's going to be a fun time.
Hell yeah! Now, how much longer is this up on Indiegogo?
This actually, I broke it up into two parts. So this is the first half of the campaign. We got 4 days left on it.
Okay.
I think I'm going to be adding some extra stuff on the last 30 days. So I'm thinking about a couple of things right now. I need to reach out to somebody about some other items and stuff, because like I've been playing around with just a few things here and there. Like I got a really cool beanie made up, but it's on the campaign. It's like one of the more expensive tiers. Yeah. So this is like you know it's stitched, embroidered, with the logo on it. But you know, I think it's that kind of stuff is kind of cool. But I'm keeping the focus on the books. You know, so this is 50 pages. If we hit some stretch goals, you know, this thing could be up to about 60 to 65 pages. I'm doing a tremendous amount of work on it. It's the first campaign that isn't totally finished when I launched, because I want to be able to hit those stretch goals.
Okay.
See, through the woods, there were other things I wanted to add to that campaign, but by the time we went in demand, I already started fulfilling. So it's like, okay, now like about a week later after I started fulfilling, I was getting closer to 30K or something. I'm like, I wanted to add something extra, but now I'm going to have the opportunity to. So like, that's why what I have on this campaign, like if we get down to the bottom here, I have like the list of the stretch goals. Like other stuff I'll be unlocking, and obviously it's going to keep getting better. I might slip a couple more in here, like I said, on those last 30 days. But as it is right now, like if you get in at the $25 level and we hit these other numbers, whatever it is, you're going to get it for free. It's going to be added on top of it.
Okay.
So that's kind of the goal I'm looking for in this. So hopefully that's enough incentive for people to keep retweeting and getting the word out.
Yeah.
Because that's the most important thing right now. It's getting eyes on the project. And again, like people know they could trust me because, again, I fulfill 5 campaigns, almost 2,000 books or around 2,000 books at the height of COVID in under 2 years. I haven't seen anybody else do that.
I was going to say that is a lot of people's apprehension when it comes to backing Indiegogo campaigns and things that are like is the fulfillment. It's like, okay, because I know people who have, you know, backed at like, you know, $200-$300 tiers and it's been 2 years and they're still waiting, you know, and it's like, but you, like you said, you've got 5 under your belt. You fulfilled during all this bullshit that's going on.
Oh yeah.
It's like your reputation kind of speaks for itself. And that would tend to instill more consumer confidence in your product, you know, in your brand, because you've like, look, I've done it and I can do, you know, I continue to do this. So, you know, why would you not? You know, that's the thing.
Exactly. And this project, it's already half done. I mean, I have more than half of it. I'm talking full paint, you know, that's done already. So like, I'm cranking out more stuff. You know, I'm juggling between some other freelance stuff, but you know, I'm getting a couple pages done, do a freelance job, just kind of going back and forth. Cause you know, that's how we got to do it right now. You know, I've been snowballing my campaigns. The other ones have been doing great. They're still available as well. So, and that's been happening. People have been ordering more of the other ones because they want to see, like, all right, what's his quality? What's he do? As soon as they get it, they're writing me. They're putting it up on Twitter. Like, they're so happy with my product and what I've been doing. Because on top of everything else, I mean, like, I got my own channel as well. It's also Vinnie Art on YouTube, and I've been helping other people. I've been doing some tutorials here and there. I got people set up with the printer I've been using for a while. I'm like the first guy to use them. It's Nixum. And again, their quality. I mean, from doing the soft or the regular floppies to doing the hardcover, you know, they did it all. I'm super happy with the quality. It's some of the highest grade. I mean, you could hear it. It's like cardboard. I mean, that's how thick these things are. I mean, fantastic glossy finish. The interior pages alone are thicker than Marvel covers.
Nice.
You know, that's what I'm going with. It's the highest standard, top to bottom, because that's what people deserve. These are premium books. You know, they're paying premium prices. You better go above and beyond.
Yep, and that's it, man. Because like you said, you go and you buy like a Marvel book, and like the pages they're very thin, and it's just they're what 20 maybe 30 pages, not counting some of your ads and stuff like that. So you're not really, because like I get 3 of them for like $8, and it's like I might read one of them, and the other 2 are just like they'll sit there. You know, I've got them in a box because it's like they're not good. Whereas you like you said, you're paying a premium price and you're getting a premium product for it, which in today's day and age in this marketplace is a rarity. It really is.
It is. It's insane. I don't know why these people are doing what they're doing, but you know, over here we have something different. We have something special. I want to make sure that it keeps going in the good direction. You know, all my books from here on out are going to be at least 50 pages starting out. City of Venus, it's the only one that I didn't do it as 50 pages. It's like 32 front cover to back cover, because I intended to have these out as like regular books. Like I was going to go through Diamond, try to get them in comic shops. That was the goal on this one, but it was after my second campaign, which was like my art book. I wanted to show people just like what the different stuff I could do, so that, you know, I'm not really like typecast as just, oh, he only knows how to do this kind of a story or a book. So in there, like I have Marvel shit, I got DC, I got a whole bunch of great stuff. So I ended up launching this one like directly afterwards. So I'm like, screw it, let's just go balls to the wall. Let's see what we could do. And these campaigns have been doing great. I mean, City of Venus is still available. This one's at 25,000 already. I have the featured tier has my 52-page art book, which again, these things are incredible. I can show you real quick. I mean, again, beautiful quality. We got hot chicks in this thing, top to bottom, just beautiful, beautiful stuff in here.
Okay, that Miss Marvel drawing right there, man. That is like, that I love the Carol Danvers Miss Marvel. Just the aesthetic of her. She was such a fucking smoke show.
Hell yeah. That's the only kind of Miss Marvel that I like.
That is the only one that I recognize.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, like I got a ton of great stuff in here, all different stuff. You know, from portrait work and all kinds of great stuff. You know, you guys remember Constantine? Got him as well. But I mean, and again, you gotta have like the hot pinup chicks and get Dorothy. But and that's why I wanted to show people I could do different stuff. It's not just certain things. You know, I even did a kids book last year as well. I mean, something for everybody. So that's kind of what I've been doing and what I want to continue to do, because I've worked in these companies. I know how it is. I see how they treat people. You got to give people the best. They're worth it. Make sure that they know that, you know, and that's what my campaigns have pretty much been. And again, man, this is me doing all this work. It's a ton to do.
Yeah.
But I'm guaranteeing it. I mean, I'm coming from the old school of, it should be about storytelling and the artwork, a perfect blend. Not one's better than the other. You should be able to get out there the right way, and that's what I've been doing with my work. So and trust me, like the cliffhanger on this book, they're like, "Where's issue 2?" As soon as they finish it, where the fuck is issue 2? But that's a good sign. You don't want people going like, "Yeah, I could wait," or whatever. No, if they want it that badly, I'm like, all right, I did something right.
Always leave them wanting more.
Always, man. Always. And again, like this book goes into some crazy places. I mean, this is the one that I'm going to have superhero elements to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I got my science kind of shit happening. I mean, just a bunch of cool stuff, because this is kind of like the extreme of like, like those secret organizations that kind of ruin the world. It's like, what if they got their way? What would happen if they got their way? Well, they destroyed the planet and they separated themselves from everybody else, and now what they're trying to do is like prolong their lives. So if they find anybody, they do experiments on them, and like 90% of the time, or 99% of the time, they're failed experiments. So they toss them back down. So like you see these people that are kind of roaming around. They're not zombies. They're failed experiments.
Okay, that's I was kind of like, oh shit, is that a zombie?
Well, that's what I have different versions of them. I mean, you're not going to see like the same ones everywhere. Like I kind of have different sections of the city and stuff. You're going to see some gnarly looking ones. Again, not to give away some stuff, but they're not going to look like these types. So it's again, like, and that's the thing. Have fun with your books. Have fun with your storytelling. Get people interested in what's happening here, because there is a cool movement. There's big talent everywhere. And this is one of the few places where we could actually get our stories out there without having agendas crammed down your throat and everything else.
The one mainstream comic, and you said you worked for Image.
Mm-hmm.
The one mainstream comic that I've read the entire run at least twice was The Walking Dead.
Okay.
And that's one that I don't remember anything really being woke in that book. For a mainstream book to run that 16 years, was it? From 03 to 20, was it 2020 or 2019 that it ended with issue 193?
I think it was 2019, I believe.
That is 16 years. That broke my heart. That was like a gut punch, because I had been a fan of that, and I'm still a huge Walking Dead fan.
Yeah.
And that was, like I said, that's the only comic I've ever read from the very beginning to the very end.
Yeah.
And then back and back again. And it was just like it did, dude. You get invested in characters. It's what you're saying. You're doing a series, It's like you get invested in these characters, and if the writing is good, and like you said, it stays away from woke and the garbage that we're getting now, then you are gonna bring those people back, because it's like it's such a rarity to see books that are not woke now, or have like any sort of like this modern culture like infused into them that really drives the narrative of the book instead of the actual story. That's the problem, and I think that's why guys like you are having success, is because everybody wants an alternative to go kind of wind the clock back to the way comics were. And it's like independent scene is where it's at now, literally. And that's why you're getting so much vitriol from the mainstream guys directed towards you guys. Like the comic movement is because it's like, it's creator to consumer. That's how it goes. It's not, there's no middleman, and that pisses these guys off.
Oh yeah, it does, for sure. I mean, you can see there's no agenda here, just plenty of nice backstory.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to do, man. Have some fun with it. Like this book, this one's a ghost story. People absolutely loved it. They keep coming back for more. They keep telling me, I had people telling me that they read it 3 or 4 times, within the first 2 days of getting it. That's the mark of, all right, we did something right here. It's a fun time. It's great. You want to know what's going on. It has a kind of spooky feel here and there. You have some violence that's going on. You have the hot chick. I mean, go there. Have some fun with your fucking stories. Not these people that we have to have coffee shop conversations 24/7. Like, who gives a shit? I don't want to see superheroes sitting in a coffee shop. You know?
No, that's not why I buy comics.
No, absolutely not. I mean, these people are, I don't know what they're smoking, man, but over here, and I didn't even get into my big superhero stuff yet. I went kind of like with the pulp direction on this, you know, kind of old school. Let's do a little bit of horror, a little bit of ghost story. You know, that's what this one is. The future one is that one. A little bit of everything's in there because I'm a fan of so much stuff from video games, movies, you name it.
Yeah.
You know, and I always kind of like certain storylines or certain topics, and I'm kind of putting that kind of stuff in there. But again, for the entertainment sake of it, not for any agendas, not for any of that bullshit. You can tell a good story that's rich with these characters. You know, get into who they are, what's motivating them, why are they doing what they're doing. Those kind of conversations should be had as a creator in your head. Get that stuff out there because you're going to develop something really cool, really special. Like why Batman and the Joker, why are they such perfect characters? You know, they're always at each other's throat. There's something cool. There's a rich story, a history behind these characters. You know, and the Joker, we didn't know shit about him, but you know, you get this sense of something extra dark behind them and what's motivating them, that psychotic nature. And Batman, he won't kill him because that's his, you know, he's got his rule, he's got his code. There's certain things that you have to build up, get that lore going, get that kind of the cool stuff happening. And I think you're going to get readers on your side. You're going to get people like running over. And that's kind of what I'm doing with all this stuff, you know?
It's great, man. I love it. I do. It's the art is fucking amazing.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. Tony, you got anything you want to add, brother?
Oh, no, I'm just admiring the art, hearing the story. I mean, this is really interesting.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Dude.
I think your story is interesting, too, just as a, you know, artist.
I appreciate it, man, because like I said, I've seen this shit everywhere. I mean, like, how could you treat anybody like shit? I mean, people who are potentially going to be giving you money to continue to do what you're doing, and you're going to talk bad about them? Like, get the fuck out of here. So I've exposed so many of these people on my channel as well. You know, people have heard my Joe Quesada story. I mean, that guy screwed me over 3 times in my career. Traced over my work, you know, and this guy was the editor-in-chief at Marvel.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I went into detail about all this stuff, man. You know, there's the old school Joe Kubert. He's got the school in Jersey and everything. His sons, Adam and Andy Kubert, they've been working at Marvel and DC all these years. Well, before he passed away, you know, we're talking years ago. I met him at a comic shop signing. I showed him some of my work, and he was like, "Dude, kid, we got to get you some. We're gonna get you some work. This stuff is amazing." And I didn't go to his school. I mean, I didn't have anything. He saw what I was capable of doing. I told him I used to, you know, I did some work for McFarlane. You know, I designed his stuff, lead designer, and he's like his eyes opened up. He's like, "We'll get you some work." He brings my work to Marvel, and he gives it to Quesada. And that son of a bitch, instead of hiring me, he traces over my work, and he put it in one of his Daredevil books.
Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I went into detail multiple places with this story, what happened. And since I was in the toy industry, I was invited to Toy Fair, a number of them. And one of the after parties, I believe it was Diamond. They were hosting it, and Quesada was like the guest of honor. And like they paid this guy a crazy amount of money, fully loaded limo, all this shit to be there. And the guy literally lived blocks away. I mean, this is kind of like the prima donna bullshit that they are. So it was like in the start of the night, I get there with one of my other brothers who's also in the industry. And I said, "Oh, hey, Joe, you got time to take a look at a portfolio?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah." So he starts flipping through, and his hands start to tremble. Like you could see him, like the portfolio is shaking. Like, what the hell's going on here? So he starts flipping, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, there's some work we did together because like I designed one of these statues, which was also in the portfolio. And when it went to the revision process, again, one of the companies like we were working for, to save money on the packaging, they instead of 2 arms, they wanted 1 arm. So like we changed the design and went back to Marvel, and they go, "No, we want 2 arms in this character." So Joe took a pen and went over the clay and just did an outline on the photo itself. And then it says on the box, designed by Joe Quesada, editor-in-chief at Marvel. Like, my name doesn't get on it, but his does. I'm like, look at this bullshit. So he saw that, but I didn't know beforehand. He saw those pages that Hubert gave him.
Yeah.
And it was in the beginning of the book. And he was like he was trying to hurry up and rush out of there. So this jerk, he grabs his stuff and he darts out the side elevator. Like, I'm like, what is going on? Like, it felt so weird. And one of the guys who paid for him to be there, he comes out of the back. Where the fuck is Joe? Where did he? Because we spent so much money to get him here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what is going on? So end of the night, he had his books, his Daredevil books. They were giving away at the front door, signed by him. Nobody wanted them. So they piled up. I'm like, fuck it, I'll take one. They were giving away anyway. So I take one of these things. When I got home, I went, motherfucker. This is why he was shitting a brick. Because those trace pages were in that specific book right behind me.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And he knew his ass would have been beaten down, bloody.
Yep.
So this is the kind of shitty, horrible, evil people that are out there that, we're fighting against all the time. It's shit like that. And then when they have a hard-on against you, forget about it. It's like you're blacklisted. You won't get work with these people. They'll contact the other companies because they still have friends over there too. It's like a dirty circle. A dirty circle jerk is what it is.
So it basically mirrors, like, not to get political, but it basically mirrors real world like politics. It is
more or less.
It does, because it's all everybody's. They say like it's Marvel and DC, or the two big ones, but they're basically in the back room like jerking each other off. I mean, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, but the thing is, like Joe Q, he's like universally hated. Because I remember when he got in position there, DC said they'll never do a crossover with Marvel again until Joe's fired. So it shows you what kind of a shitty person he is if that's the kind of announcements that's being made.
Yeah.
And I heard other stuff too. There's other shit that I can't say on there. Other funny stories as well about that piece of shit.
Damn. That's fuck, man. That's what a fucking, like, what a douchebag. Like, that would have been like me as a wrestler and like, independent scene. I got my shit ready to go and somebody comes out, like I'm backstage rehearsing my promo and then somebody steals my fucking promo and like uses it. And it's like, oh, they would have come backstage. They come backstage. I wouldn't even went out for my match. I'd have knocked them the fuck out. They walk back there. Oh, you're going to get fucking potatoed for that shit, dude.
Tell me about it.
I've done that in the ring to people. It's like, you fucking, dick me over in the back and we end up working. I'm gonna put one in. I don't care if you give me a receipt. I'm gonna potato the fuck out of you just to let you know that you fucked up.
Of course, man.
I did that to one of my boys, man. We were in the same stable, and he was big. I was about 240, about 30 pounds heavier than I am now. Thank God I lost weight, but I was big, and motherfucker's like 330 pounds, and he hits me, like he lit me up, and I'm like, because it was like the show after we kicked him out of our stable because we were kind of like the NWO.
Right.
We were gonna turn him babyface. So we're out there working, and this big boy fucking hits me. I'm like, God damn it. So we get outside the ring, and I grab him by the back of his neck, and I lit him up like right in the top of the shoulder blades, like twice. I hit him, I fucking boom, toot him. And he went, he went down, and I'm going to pick him back up, and I grabbed him, I gripped him up around the neck. I said, "We good?" He goes, "Yeah, we're good." I'm like, "Okay." I'm
nice.
Like, all right, man, big boy.
Yeah. That shot you gave him, he saw stars.
He knew. He fucking knew he had it coming because he waffled me, man. So we went backstage and we had a beer and we went out back and burned one after. But it was like, don't fucking do that again, man.
But yeah, at least you were able to squash it. Stuff like this can't be squashed.
No, I mean, you steal somebody's art. Fuck that. That's
and I'll tell you the last time too. So there were two of them. There was the statue design. There was that. And then later on, I was dealing with another editor at Marvel, old school guy. People know him by name. I'll just say his first name, Ralph. This dude, people love top to bottom. He said, "Vinny, stop sending me samples." I'm like, "Oh shit!" I pissed him off. He's like, "No." He goes, "I'm getting a contract made up. I want you on Spider-Man." And 2 weeks before the contract, he calls me and goes, "I am so sorry, but I'm not going to bullshit you. Joe's putting one of his friends on the book instead." Like straight up. you know? So it's this kind of shit that like it twists balls and infuriates you. I left comics for a long time because of shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, I was doing other freelance work, but I mean, my heart is in comics, you know? I've been a fan of McFarlane for, you know, when I was a kid and all that. And, you know, having worked for him, seeing how he is, how he operates, there's a lot to respect about the man. There's other things, I mean, like anybody else, he's good and bad. Like, and I don't need to get into that stuff, but, yeah, I mean, like I learned a lot, especially with his company and how he is and what you should be doing, right? So it's like I wanted to get back to comics, so I started doing my own stuff. I started getting them out there at conventions, and then you know, Comic City came along. I'm like, all right, this is perfect, and you know, putting the books together, getting them out here, and yeah, man, we're snowballing it now. We're just making sure that we have like the best stuff, because work like this you're not going to find in the mainstream. Sorry, you're just not.
No.
You know, everyone's got this carbon copy style. They want to rip off of other fucking people. Nah, man, I'm going above and beyond 24/7 all the time. That's the way to be. I mean, it's that simple. Like you said in wrestling, it's the same deal. You're not going to rip off someone else's gimmick. You're going to do your own thing, you know? And if that doesn't land, well, then do something new, something totally different. Like if people don't gravitate so much for this one, you know, maybe I'll wait a little bit longer before I do the next ones. But if it keeps doing well and people love the story and word of mouth goes, then I'll do more for sure. You know, it's you got to feel it out the right way.
Oh,
and, you know, all this takes time, lots of fucking time and work. I'm doing the best that I could. Again, the number of projects I got out there already, I want to keep moving in that direction. So, and I thank everybody, you know, in this chat, in my chat, everywhere, because this is what matters. You know, that word of mouth and getting the quality out there, plain and simple.
Absolutely, man. And like I said, this is it looks absolutely phenomenal. Your artwork, I mean, it speaks the amount of care that you put into your product. And I think that's what customers want to see. Is like I said, you want something that somebody is like, it means something to the creator. It's not just a job. Right. This is what you love, you know. It's like, and I think a lot of people get into the comic industry because they love it, but like you said, a lot of them get caught up in the politics of the business and just mass producing things just to get it out there. But being is the way the comics gate and the independent creators like you are doing it, this is doing it right. This is because, like you said, your care for you and because it's your work, man. Nobody else's. You're not drawing it. And then, you know, somebody else is putting in the captions and, you know, writing. It's like, no, this is your story you're telling. So you want it to be everything that it can and should be. And I respect the hell out of that.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Cause I'm all out there. That's what it is. I'm all out there. If I mess up, it's on me. Yep. If it's amazing, it's on me, you know? And that's why I give people just as much respect as I can. Respect for respect. It's how I've always been. Yeah. You know, obviously we've had trolls here and there, but most of them came from, you know, that side of it, right? Yeah. You know, Joe was sending over his shitty goons over here and causing trouble. The blue hair, you know, land whale, all those kind of nasty people. But you slap them down.
Yep. Yep. As the intersectionalists.
Yep.
Yep. Those weirdos. Yeah.
Yeah. I've ripped them all apart, and then when I have them, then I don't hear from them again. So what does that say?
They know they're wrong. Like you said, somebody's, you know, they come over as just like you said, a hired goon. They get bitch slapped. They're going to run away because that's not their fight.
Yep.
They know better. They know better.
Yeah.
Speaking of comics and superheroes and stuff, do you watch WandaVision?
I watched the first couple of episodes. It needs to pick up and fast.
Oh, dude. Okay. So are you opposed to spoilers then?
What? How many are out there right now?
They got 4 episodes out. Episode 4 just came out at 3 a.m.
Okay. I didn't see that one yet. Okay. I'm giving up to that one a shot. If there's something cool happen, then I'll stay on board. If not, I might bow out.
Because we were going to talk a little about WandaVision.
I wish you told me beforehand. I would have made sure to put it on.
I'm sorry. But so we won't spoil too much for episode 4. Tony, you watched it, right?
Yeah.
I watched literally an hour before we came on the air. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get everything done, get the kids situated, so me and the wife could sit down and watch this. It's only 34 minutes, but this is the most Avengers feel or Marvel Cinematic Universe feel I have got from one of these episodes. Now, being a fan, like basically, like I think I said in my last WandaVision review, a Nick at Night kid. After cartoons were over, I watched I Love Lucy and Bewitched.
Bewitched, yeah, I did the same thing. That's why I was okay. I was okay with what they were doing at the start, but like you need to give us more now.
It definitely this episode 4, does not disappoint, man. I'm
glad.
Yeah, because like they drop all these little Easter eggs, and you get a bunch of payoffs in this episode.
Oh, beautiful.
And it is. Yeah, Tony, what were your thoughts on it? Like when you watched this, how was your reaction?
So, number one, I completely agree that, I mean, they didn't put their best foot forward no matter what happens in the show. Those first few episodes, in my opinion, I mean, they got to add something to hook the audience, even if it's a slow build in this day and age and with bingeable TV. This would have been fine if it was a bingeable series. I think Odin's movie blog actually covered that. But having to wait week on end with nothing to hook you in, that wasn't the best way to introduce this show, I don't think, or Marvel Cinematic Television. But I do think this was probably the episode a lot of us, have been wanting to see.
Good, man. Nice.
So.
See, what they should have done if they were going to do something like that is do 2 a week until you get to the good stuff. That would have made more sense, because obviously
there's only 9.
There's only 9. All right.
There's only 9 episodes, because that's why they did the double premiere, which I was like, okay, got kind of like a bang with it. And then they did episode 3 and now 4. And now from here on out, this episode 4, it's going to be balls to the wall.
Oh, good.
And this leads into, Falcon and the Winter Soldier premieres this ends in March, I believe. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier starts. And then that leads into Loki, which leads into like Shang-Chi. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is a direct follow-up to WandaVision. And then,
that's what I heard. Yeah.
And then you've got the Eternals, which I really don't think anybody fucking cares about. Like, honestly, like the Eternals to me is just like, I'll probably watch it. Like, I won't pay to see it, but I'll watch it eventually. And it's just like one of those things where it's like, and I'm still kind of on board with the MCU, even though a lot of it is the MCU now, and that's kind of the way they're steering things. Like I said, you have all these years of Thor mythos, and all of a sudden you decide to go to the 2014 Jason Aaron's run. Like that was the one out of all the Thor books that everybody's fucking clamoring to see is Jane Foster as Thor. It's like, no.
No. But like, see, and that's what's fucked up too, because like they're using like the villain from that run.
Gore.
The one, Gore.
The God Butcher.
Yep. And like his storyline was awesome. That whole thing he did with the 3 different Thors from the different eras. That shit was cool. But no, we're gonna take elements of that, but we're gonna make it Jane fucking Foster. I like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? But for the most part, though, like I watched everything, all their movies and stuff. The only one that I could not get through, like literally, I was maybe a half hour into it, and I'm out. I'm out. Captain Cardboard. I could not do it. I just could not do it. There was no chemistry. There was no good acting. It was garbage top to bottom. Yeah. And it's the only thing I could not get on board with, because there's like 1 or 2 Thor movies where I'm like, like the second one was so, but I saw it. I still, for what it was, I enjoyed what they did. It was, it was okay. But like, and people are on the fence. Either they loved or they hated Ragnarok. I loved it. I thought it was great. It was a lot of fun. I had no major problems with it. And having, Hulk and him in the fucking arena, I mean, that shit was awesome. Yeah. And even the end where, like, Ragnarok happened. I mean, there was lots of cool shit in that movie. But
I had some issues with I had some issues with Ragnarok. I did. There's some things I can derive from it that were fun. Like, I did. I enjoyed like the scene in the arena with him and Hulk. Like when he sees Hulk and he's like, "Yeah, I know from work." It's like, God damn it, like you know. And that's the thing with Taika Waititi, though. It's like it's hit or miss. And then when he came out at San Diego 2019, and he knelt down and he gave fucking Padme the fucking hammer, and he's like, I'm like, man, come on.
Well,
like,
well yeah. But then they wouldn't stop either. Like they made him Fat Thor and all that. Like, come on, dude. That pissed me off. There was a lot of good stuff in some of those movies, but you know, up until a point, like I was on board with everything, and then I think Endgame was pretty much it for me. Like I'll still watch the Spider-Mans because that's one of the characters I absolutely I love top to bottom. Just, you know, I grew up with Spider-Man. I'm supposed to work on all that great stuff. I had an awesome experience with Stan Lee regarding the character as well. But you know, it's stuff like that. But again, there's shit that I don't like in those movies either. But like I'll jump on board. I want to see where it's gonna go. The Venom stuff, Venom I thought was fantastic. It wasn't perfect, but it was fucking fun.
I am like, I'm so glad you said that because I fucking love that movie to death. Tom Hardy was so much better as Venom, you know, doing the Eddie Brock. Well, he's Eddie Brock. You know, it's not like Topher Grace, Eric Foreman Venom, thank God. Which I don't care. I'll watch Spider-Man 3 and I'll enjoy every goddamn minute of it because I'm a Tobey Maguire. That is like, I saw all those in the theater, and to this day I'll die on that fucking hill. I know the movie is not great. It's a lot of that Venom shit that was Avi Arad's fault. Avi Arad shoehorned that fucking character, and if it was just Hobgoblin or, you know, Goblin Jr. and Sandman. Dude, Thomas Hayden Church was great as fucking Sandman.
Perfect.
Like,
perfect.
The Flint Marko story is so compelling. He's such a redeemable villain. It was like, fuck, just, you know.
And he just looked great, man. The bank robbery scene, everything about that was just killer. And don't forget Spider-Man 2. To me, it's still it's on the top 10
movie.
Top 10 for sure. Yeah.
That is of all the superhero movies I've ever seen, including the Roger Corman Fantastic Four, that's on YouTube for free. Spider-Man 2 is like it is the quintessential superhero movie. It's right up there with Donner's first Superman movie. In Batman 89 with Keaton. That's just Batman. That is Batman. I feel
those are in my era,
with younger viewers to like have to differentiate, because a lot of the younger ones, they go to Bale and it's like, no. It's like when people say, who's your favorite Batman? Well, I'm like, Adam West is on the throne. Adam West will always be Batman. And then Michael Keaton. And then for me, it's Ben Affleck. I love Affleck as Batman. I do.
See, like my favorite scenes of him were all the stuntman. So I'm like, and the fight scene was all taken from the video games. It was taken from Arkham City and Arkham Knight. So like, I don't know. For me, I still love Bale. Keaton's there and Bale. To me, they're neck and neck, because what Nolan did, at least the first two, the third one, it had its issues all over the place. Hardy was still cool, but I don't know what they were.
The narrative of that movie's all fucked up, though, man. It's like, the decisions that the police make, and it's just like throughout that movie. But the first one and the second one,
Dark Knight
Rises, the second one was Dark Knight Rises, wasn't it?
No, it was Dark Knight and then Dark Knight Rises. Begins and Dark Knight. I thought those were fantastic. I had no problems with them at all. And I actually gave a shit about Batman. It's the first time I'm like, I want to see more of Bruce Wayne's story. I want to see more of that stuff, because it was important to tell that. And then you get into the other cool stuff. And he was doing it in a realistic fashion, or more realistic than other people have done. So like, that's why I was on board with that all the way. And Heath Ledger dying fucked up the third movie, because they said he had a major role in it. It was going to be going in a different direction as well. So I mean, they did what they did, but that's why I still really enjoy the shit out of at least the first two. And fucking Keaton is just amazing. But going back for a second on Spider-Man, that's why I'm thrilled that they're bringing back Alfred Molina with this dude.
Nobody else can play Doc Ock.
No,
nobody else
perfect.
can play that. That's him.
He was too perfect, man. So man. But and I am really curious to see what they're going to do with this Venom movie. They said they're supposed to drop a trailer, I think, for the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So my fingers are crossed because I love the director who's doing that, Andy Serkis.
Yes, dude.
Because that background he has, it's not just what he did on Lord of the Rings. He pioneered for that technology. He did video games and stuff too. I mean, he knows his shit. So I'm very confident that movie's going to be fucking good. So fingers are crossed.
And Tony, were you a fan of the first Venom movie?
You know, it was okay. I have a few gripes with it, but it was definitely better than Spider-Man 3.
What were your issues with the first one? I'm interested.
You know, it probably sounds, I don't know, it's just Tom Hardy, he's cool, you know, but he just doesn't seem like Eddie Brock. Like, it feels like, okay, Topher Grace, the porridge was a little too cold. And Tom Hardy, the porridge is a little too hot, you know, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
someone not a notch above Topher, but maybe a notch below Tom Hardy and a few notches above Topher Grace as far as like alpha. Just because Eddie Brock, I mean, you know, I wasn't that into the comics, but he was a reporter, you know, and he's pretty jacked at Venom.
Yeah,
but they play with the character throughout the years, and I know one of the ways that they went with him, because he does get a little more neurotic in the books, and because like Venom was like kind of killing him essentially. It gave him cancer. It was feeding off of his adrenaline and all that. So like he went through a lot. So I guess they wanted somewhere in the middle is what it looked like. I mean, because we all know that he could get more jacked. We've seen him in other movies where.
Dude, when he played Bane, he was he was out of his mind ripped. It was like, holy shit, you didn't even recognize him.
And he's not an imposing guy.
He's like 5'8", 5'9",
something like that. Yeah,
I
he's
think.
short.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, he's not like a skyscraper. Like, I mean, you look at guys like, what is it? Hemsworth is like 6'3". I was laughing when Hemsworth is in Ragnarok. I was like, shit, I was bigger than him when I was wrestling, because I got up like literally I was eating like 8,000-9,000 calories a day. I was like, he was only 225. I was like, when I quit, I'm 6'3". I was like, I was 245. I think my arms were bigger than his. Shit.
Holy shit.
I was joking around. I was like, but he got big. Hemsworth got big to do that Hulk movie.
Hogan,
like,
yeah.
Oh my God. Well, Hogan is like 6'7" though, and like 300 pounds. Hogan's fucking tall, you know. He's got 4 or 5 inches on Hemsworth. So he had to like compensate by getting really big. But yeah, I see what you're saying about Hardy's physique, Tony. But I mean, I thought like they kind of underplayed it by like the way he dressed, because I mean, you could kind of see that he was built, but they always had him like covered up. The only time I think you saw was like what his forearms was in the end scene with Cletus Cassidy at the post-credit scene. Now there with Woody Harrelson, there is somebody who is going to just literally, no pun intended, murder the role of Carnage, Cletus Cassidy, because I know we're probably all in the same age range to have seen Natural Born Killers when it came out. And wow. Yeah, that just gave me flashbacks of Woody Harrelson in 94, 95. I was like, oh my God.
Dude, he's just such a fucking great actor. I think there's a role that he's been in that I didn't enjoy. From seeing him on Cheers up until his latest stuff, True Detective. I mean, this guy, man, he fucking nails it every time.
Oh, he's versatile. White Men Can't Jump is one of my favorite movies of all time, dude. White Men Can't Jump, Money Train, Natural Born Killers,
Solo.
So he was good in Solo. Solo was a shit movie, and he was one of the best things about it.
Yep. They had to fix that wig on his head. That's it. And Zombieland, he was fucking awesome.
Yeah, even the sequel.
Yep.
Even the sequel was good. I love the part with him and Luke Wilson, where they were basically the same person, but Luke Wilson was just a little bit cooler. That was I really dug that. But yeah, he can do pretty much any role. I mean, he's such a, and it's funny, it's his father that's locked up in Supermax. It's in Colorado. the ADX Supermax in Colorado for domestic terrorism.
Holy crap.
I have a CJ degree. I was doing research on Supermax prisons, and the one in I can't remember the town in Colorado, but it's one of the most secure prisons in the country, and it houses like some of the 9/11 guys and shit like that.
Wow.
Yeah, Krasinski was there. I mean, and I think that's where Woody Harrelson's dad is.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
That is fucking insane.
But he was he was in I don't know if he's passed away by now, but he was in for life for I think it was domestic terrorism, but yeah, man, Woody is like, and what the fuck was he played I'm trying to think what movie it was. Oh, hang on 1 second. Watch out for the cords. Hang on. Say hi. You want to say hi to Tony and Vinny? Here.
Hi, Tony.
Here, wait, hang on. There you go. Wait, here. You say here. Say hi.
Here.
Oh, you want to put the headphones on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey,
buddy.
dude, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Good night, buddy. I love you.
Good night.
What I was saying earlier too, that's not to say I didn't
Good night, baby.
enjoy Venom either, because I did like the movie. I'd really like to see Maximum Carnage if they can do it right, and I wish they could maybe strike a deal with Disney to bring over some characters too.
Yeah, I hope so, man, because I heard some things too. I mean, it looks like even Holland, he should be making an appearance. So, fingers crossed on all that.
It feels like without some of the characters from the MCU, like Maximum Carnage would be a little underplayed.
Yeah.
If they're only able to bring over Tom Holland or something like. It's been years because that was one of the comics I was into when I had the Maximum Carnage video game for Super Nintendo, and I loved that. But if it's just Morbius, Venom, and Spider-Man, it's
I mean, I know they're starting some stuff, but they're also going to be playing with that multiverse stuff because having Garfield, Toby, that they're coming back. There's even rumor that they're going to give them each one more spin-off movie, which I mean, like, I'm on board with that. If they want to do that, go for it. Because again, like, dude, I'm with you, Etep. I like Toby. I thought he did a great fucking job. For me, he was that Spider-Man as well.
Yep.
The suit. I mean, if you want to update the suit, go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Let's have at least one more. And bring Doc Ock in. Make sure you're gonna have some fun with that because there are really cool characters. There's still a lot of great story to tell. And we don't know where they're going yet with Spider-Man because there's so much secrecy all over it, but they know that he is going to be the linchpin. They thought it was going to be Captain Cardboard, but they know because let's face it, just like the election. I mean, they stuffed the seats, quote unquote, at the movie theaters for her.
Oh, that no question about that.
Everybody knows that. Yep. Everybody knows that.
It's kind of like an open secret,
Yeah. Plus, she's so problematic to work with, from what I heard, that even the Star Wars show that she's working on, they might not even get off the ground. There's so much shit going on. They can't use her. She's horrible. So they know it's going to be Spider-Man. You have an actor that's that young. He's in great shape. He does gymnastics, all that kind of stuff. He's doing other gigantic movies. That's their star. So they know that they have to keep utilizing that dude. And they're going to make sure that things are going to connect properly. Yeah. And then pulling in the X-Men again, because they said that there is a big plan with that. And they really need to do a good job. And you have the Deadpool now is to me, is going to be able to fix that gap as well. Even though it's going to be rated R, he is so loved. I mean, those fucking first two movies were so damn good. Deadpool 1 and 2. I had no problems with that whatsoever. Give me another movie like that, I'm on board. But you need him now to tie in with all the other characters from both sides of it.
Speaking of all this, did you hear about Black Panther 2 now?
I'm not caught up to date on that.
The villain for that? So now I've heard this from a couple different of the bigger YouTube channels. I haven't done a video on it because like Marvel videos on my channel are like, everybody's like basically like that watches my videos like fuck the MCU. I'm still like I have a glimmer of hope for some things, and I Black Panther, I will say this. I acknowledge it was a heavily flawed movie.
Oh, yeah.
Still one of my favorite MCU movies. It's in my top 5. It's like the stepchild of my top 5. It takes its lumps, but it's still there. Doctor Doom is supposed to be the main villain, which I'm very apprehensive about, because it's like you're gonna bring the Fantastic Four in, and you're not gonna have them with Doctor Doom is gonna be pre-established before the Fantastic Four. I'm like,
that's a problem. Yeah.
Not sure how I feel about that. You know, I mean, I know he had run-ins with Black Panther in the comics in Wakanda, but it's like, still, man, I'm like, so we don't even have a Black Panther right now. And you're going to introduce him against who? Fucking Shuri? You know?
Mistake. Yeah.
Well, I did a video the other day talking about they're rumored to, in talks to bring back Killmonger through the multiverse thing now. And all this shit, and it's like Killmonger comes in and he's Black Panther and he passes it off to Shuri. Event is like, just fucking stop. Just stop. You may as well just CGI Boseman back in,
right?
Because it's not gonna fucking. Nobody wants to see 80-pound Leticia Wright as Shuri. It's nothing against her. I because she got ran off Twitter and I by a bunch of fucking weirdos. I just God damn it, Tony. I just was thinking of private jet. But no, it's like no, they did that in the books with her, but nobody wants to fucking see her like throw down with Doctor Doom. I mean, I'm sorry, it doesn't do it for me. And in 2 years when the movie comes out, and I'm on record as saying this is why I did a video about it, they're gonna blame people like us for running her off Twitter.
Yeah, when it was them. It was them who ran her off.
Weirdos that ran her off.
Yep. It's exactly like this shit with the stock market stuff. You know, you had the billionaires crying, and then the White House steps in, and it's like, excuse me, what's going on here? Yeah. Now it's a toxic group that get out of here. They want to put that blanket over everybody again. It's the bullshit is on another level. But the last that I heard, you're more up to date on the Black Panther situation, but from what I understood, they said they were going to bring in Submariner. Was supposed to be popping up in that.
They've been rumored bringing in Namor for like the last 2 years. I've been hearing that, and it's like now it's all on Doctor Doom. But like I said, I love Doctor Doom, but goddamn, man, Fan Stick really like Josh Trank. I think he did more coke than Tony Montana during the fucking making of that movie, because that, and I'm sorry, man, God love Miles Teller, but you are not Reed fucking Richards, bud. You are not Reed Richards. I didn't have an issue with, what was the gal's name that played, it was Amy, no. Kate Mara that played, I just watched that show, A Teacher, with her from FX.
You look good in that.
Yeah, she did. But I have a thing for Kate Mara anyway. Yeah. But
I like your sister, the one with the dragon, the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Yeah, Rooney Mara.
Rooney, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, she's another one, man. But damn, it's like the Fox Fantastic Four movies look so good by comparison against Stick, and it's like they were. I liked them. I enjoyed them. They weren't the greatest, but I mean, they were leaps and bounds better than Stick. Tony, you want to say something?
Is it bad that when we were talking about that chick getting railed in the gondola on Wednesday, and it turned out to be a Ferris wheel gondola?
Yeah,
it made me think of the second movie when they had to stop the Ferris wheel, like London or whatever, from falling down.
Yeah.
Good times.
Oh yeah, we had a segment from Wednesday night show. We have a segment called Holy Shit News, and there was a story about this couple having sex in an all glass gondola. And
so we're thinking they're in a boat, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
No, it was a fucking Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
So
the gondola cage thing.
We were joking about people swimming under them and having to look up, but no, you're actually in a Ferris wheel. So not only do the people going up have to look at them, but the people above them initially, it's like a fuse, you know, like eventually they will be the ones staring, and you can't not look.
Oh, of course.
So
Jesus.
Oh yeah, dude, that's like me and my wife were in the Dominican Republic, and we were we were laying on the beach, and or no, it was in Jamaica. That was Jamaica. And she says we're laying down face down. She goes, "Hey," she goes, "if you get up," she goes, "to your left." She goes, "I don't want to," but she goes, "There's a lady. She's topless, and she says she's kind of big." I'm like, "She's laying on her back." I'm like, "Okay." So my first thing is I roll over and look over. I'm like, okay, I got to see him. She's like, I come back over and I'm kind of she's laughing. She goes, "You looked anyway?" I'm like, "Well, they're tits. I wanted to see them."
Yeah, you told me.
You told me they were there. I'm gonna fucking look. I mean,
it's
Jesus.
Like, hey, look up at the sky, but don't look.
Yeah,
what?
You pointed it out. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna look.
Yeah, man. When I was in Italy like years ago, dude, the beaches that they have there. I mean, they don't give a shit. But that wasn't the shocker. The shocker was going on the road. I don't know, maybe because it was just a small town as well. There was a car beside us, kids sleeping in the back seat. The guy was driving. There's traffic, so the cars are stopped, and the wife is jerking the husband. And it's like, what are you gonna do? But like, look and laugh. I mean,
it's how they say hello in Italy.
It's just shaking hands.
She's just like going.
Oh shit!
Like a kiss on the cheek, a kiss on the cheek, and a tug.
A tug in the car.
I gotta go to Italy, I guess. Shit. Let's see here. I'm gonna share this article. Tony just sent this over to me. Scrapped Deadpool 3 plans included a Wolverine road trip that was canceled by Disney. Oh, that would have been fucking fun. Ryan Reynolds, he's the fucking man. I mean, probably one of the worst superhero movies ever in Green Lantern. And
I
that's
like Green Lantern. Okay.
It was fun, but it was bad.
Yeah, it was.
It was bad.
Was that also Taika Waititi?
Did he do that one?
Was it?
It was?
I believe so.
I can't remember. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Say that again.
It was his idea to do the CGI suit.
Oh,
the train was so stupid.
I haven't seen that since it came out.
Yeah, I only seen it in pieces on TV. It's another one where sorry.
It's better than some of the MCU movies, I can say.
I believe it.
Or at least more creative.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't do a Green Lantern Corps movie.
Well, I think they're doing something on HBO, man.
I think they're going to have, but the problem is they're going to have one of the Green Lanterns is the new Green Lantern from the books, and it's the little black girl that basically hacked her way into the system and stole a ring.
Like
they had to. Okay, it's fine to have a black Green Lantern, but did she have to be a hacker and steal her way into the fucking Lantern Corps? Like,
why not Virtue?
Yeah, like I don't understand that. It's like, so you're gonna stereotype a character and then you're gonna virtue signal on top of that, like.
Sure, why not? And if you don't like it, then you're the racist.
I must be an istophobe. I don't know. I'm pointing out what they're fucking doing wrong.
I don't know much about Green Lantern Corps, but could they have done something like an Avengers type build with the different colors of characters to one culminative movie?
They should have.
Because they could have been working on that, and then also, have a more on the ground universe with the Batmans and Supermans, and that could have set them apart and worked towards something even bigger, having the two of them eventually conglomerate for a movie or two. Or
there are ways of doing it. Like you said, man, I mean, just get the right people on the job and you're gonna have something really good. I mean,
care about it.
They're so creatively bankrupt.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
True. Hey guys, I'll be right back.
Okay. Go ahead, Tony.
I know we're not supposed to get too political, but imagine Mitt Romney with a pen and paper in his hand. I mean, they're concerned about making as much money as they possibly can from a property. They're not, you know, Vinnie was talking about earlier, this may cost me a little more, but it's for the fans. They're not into doing something a little special or, not everyone, like Kevin Feige definitely does do special things for the fans that he doesn't have to do for the movies. I'm sure some of these Easter eggs, if you take the total cost of time and effort put into creating the little Easter eggs that even go nowhere, I mean, that's a chunk of change. So,
dude, they do that. That's one thing I really loved about WandaVision is all the little fucking things that they put in there and just the little subtleties. Like half of them, I don't even catch them. I've got to watch like other people's videos because I'm not as well versed on the comics.
You know what would be a good way to tease Multiverse of Madness if we're going to talk about, well, they're going to be all 3 Spider-Mans. And what I would like to see, we're talking about, what's his name from the Fox, that Quicksilver from the Fox universe.
Evan Peters.
Evan Peters. I would really like, because we're hearing, oh, well, he might be showing up instead of the one from Age of Ultron, Kick-Ass.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yep. Why not have them both on?
I know.
And that's how you can introduce the Multiverse of Madness.
I think they said Evan Peters is going to be in WandaVision, but he's going to play Speed.
Maybe. I'd rather
Quicksilver.
Maybe that was just their way of avoiding the spoiler. Maybe they're both Quicksilver.
It could be. I hope so.
That would be interesting, and it would be a way to get fans used to the fact and kind of marinate them a bit before Multiverse of Madness comes out, where they're going to see multiple versions of different characters.
It's kind of funny because like I'm very, very excited about that. Just even for these little cameos, like Tom Cruise is Iron Man. I don't like Tom Cruise personally, but as an actor, it's undeniably he's very fucking talented. And he was originally the one that wanted to do an Iron Man movie, but they couldn't get it off the ground back then. So he's going to play Iron Man. There's talk that John Krasinski is going to be Captain America because John Krasinski originally auditioned to play Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
But see, I don't think there's anyone else I can see as Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards than John Krasinski now. I can't, because Boss Logic has been doing that fucking art for like 75 years now, and it's like every picture has been Krasinski, and it's like I can't. Like they really have to get him and Emily Blunt to do that in system because
Alden
they have
Ehrenreich.
You just set him off.
Like the show's over.
Fucking
good night, everyone.
Tony, you're in control. I'm out. Alden Peckerwood. Talking about Alden Peckerwood.
Holy shit. I love Emily Blunt is fantastic. I mean, totally.
That movie with Cruise, that in 2014 was that Edge of Tomorrow or
I haven't seen a Tom Cruise movie since Top Gun.
Dude, that movie with him where he's a soldier and he keeps dying and coming back. I'm gonna look. I think it was Edge of Tomorrow was the name of it. But
I only seen the trailers, but yeah,
it was so good, and she's a fucking badass. Like, I mean, other than the aesthetics of her, I mean, she's a good actress, and I dig her in the action roles. She originally auditioned to play Captain Marvel.
I wish she would have gotten the role.
You know who else would have been great as Captain Marvel? I think she's a little bit too old though. And I'm not saying I'm going to be like Craig Robinson and knocked up. Look, girl, I'm not saying you too old for this earth. I'm saying you too old for this club. Like I can't have a bunch of old pregnant bitches up in here. Was Katie Sackhoff. Was another one that I think would have played Captain Marvel. Because if you look at Katie Sackhoff, she can do the action roles, man. Like I'm not a Battlestar Galactica fan, but she was universally praised as taking over Starbuck for Dirk Benedict and, gender flopping that role. And she played with the boys and nobody ever complained because I loved her in Longmire.
I've been meaning to see, I only seen pieces of that show. I want to get into it. I know. Yeah. I heard some great things
about it. It's fucking amazing.
And she was awesome in Riddick. I mean, she was fucking great in there.
Yeah.
And she's an actress. She's not afraid to lift the weights. If she knows that's the role, she's going to bust her ass. So, to this day, I still think she'd be fine for it, to be honest. Look how good she looked in Mandalorian.
Yeah. Oh, come on, dude. I didn't, but that's what the casting director saw. They saw she was in her late 30s. Like, well, that's too old. So they go with somebody with no charisma, not to mention no ass. Yeah, I love that meme where they swap her ass with Tom Holland's, and it's like Thanos is there, and he's like, sometimes reality is cruel. But it's funny, man. Like, no, it's like, why did of all the actresses you could have, like, when she did that Entertainment Weekly cover, and she was like, that tweet, "Hey EW, let's break the internet," and it's like they announce her as Captain Marvel. I was like, oh fuck, like, why?
You know who I think would be good in the MCU one day? Well, let me ask you guys. Do you guys watch The Boys?
I've never seen it.
Yes.
Erin Moriarty, Starlight.
The blonde?
Yes. I think I'd like to see her.
Yeah,
just because I like her. She's
a good actress. That cast is fantastic, to be honest. The Boys is just one of those shows where it just keeps getting better and better. You know?
Carl Urban could have played fucking Wolverine.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Dude, if he hadn't have played what's his name? Scourge or whatever in Ragnarok.
Right.
I was like, that dude, the way he looks in The Boys, I'm like, holy shit, dude. He's such a good actor too. It's like, what are you doing wasting him on this part? Like
Andy Serkis and Carl Urban, man.
You know, it's funny, and I bring this up because I reviewed that shit show Batwoman. The guy that was originally supposed to play Wolverine was Dougray Scott, that's on Batwoman. He was originally supposed to be Wolverine. Something happened. He couldn't take the role, and enter Hugh Jackman, and the rest is history. 18 years later.
Wow.
Do you remember the rumors that Kevin Nash was going to play Saber?
Yeah.
Saber in that first movie. And then the guy even resembles him.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I met Kevin Nash too. He's got some of my artwork.
Nice.
Super cool guy. I mean, he was like across from me at a convention. He was staring at my work the whole time. He just gets up. I'm looking at him, and I just see him walking straight over to me. He was like, "Yeah, man, you do great work." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And he's like, he was eyeing. I had like a whole poster that he's like running at us, like just a killer piece. He was like, "I want that." I'm like, sorry, that was bought already. I'm just holding it for the guy until after the show. And he's like, he's just making noises. I'm like, okay. He's like, if you want something else, man, just let me know. He's like, I'm a big fan of the Beatles. I had a piece that I had done for the rock and roll cover or whatever. So I had a print of it as well. I'm like, yeah, man, no problem. I'm like, could I get a photo? He's like, of course. He gets up, dude. I'm 6 foot. This guy is just so big, and I guess because of his breathing from all the wrestling, it's just like it felt like an ape was on top of me, just going like all the heat was on my shoulder. And he's like fanboying out. I'm like, damn.
Oh man, Keely Chow made a good point. Kevin Nash is super shredder. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Dude, him and Scott Hall. Scott Hall, if you're familiar with them. I modeled my career after Scott Hall. The title belt that I use in my open. This is a legit. This used to be. I can't say what promotion it used to belong to because I stole it. But the logo is based on the NWO. That was a stable I was in. It's called Team Ratings. Nice. I basically lifted. We put the hashtag on it. And we had t-shirts like the black dude. I told my tag partner we were basically the outsiders. I was basically Hall and he was Nash, down to drinking in between bookings in the locker room. It was I come out in my intro on the video when I come out and I go like this and I throw the too sweet and I blow smoke. That's I was backstage. I had a hit held in for when I walked out through the curtain and I just. Yep, that was, and I would get to the venue. I drink all morning, we'd be time for the match. It's like, all right, I'm taking 3 bumps tonight. That's it.
You do a lot of shows in Florida?
I never worked outside of Michigan.
Okay. I
never got to work outside. Is that Spice World?
No.
Oh shit!
Talking about championship belts. Here's mine.
I still love Mel B. I don't give a fuck. I will unabashedly. I still have a crush on Mel B. And she's crazy as fuck too. So I actually have a chance with her.
Which one is she?
The Scary Spice, the black.
Scary Spice, yeah. Yep.
She is scared. I think she was stalking Eddie Murphy.
I mean, there are worse problems to have.
Yeah. You don't want a Spice Girl stalking you. But no, man. So I did instead of a toothpick, I used a coffee stirrer. I'd flick a coffee stirrer at people. I just cut it in half. Like, oh yeah, we come out and we're selling t-shirts during the other matches. Like we walk out in like our gimmick and we had the tag belts on and shit. And we're walking out of intermission. Or not intermission, but in during matches, we'd sit in the fucking crowd. We goddamn sell t-shirts. Like the babyface fans are fucking buying t-shirts, and we were like the top heels in the fucking company. It was fun. It was fun.
That is a good thing. Yeah, I'm friends with a few wrestlers. We do like independent stuff, and I don't know if you know Leva Bates. She's the librarian on Elite Wrestling.
Okay.
I honestly don't watch it anymore. I had to retire early, so like I don't really even watch it. It hurts me to watch anything new. I watch like the old WCW stuff.
Oh yeah. I hear you.
But yeah, it's a shot to my soul, man, to see some of these guys on TV now that are like, I see a lot of talented workers because people like, hey, you ever see this guy? I'm like, no, I'll check him out. Watch a match on YouTube, and I'm like, this guy belongs in the fucking dance, But then you see people out there cutting promos, and it's like, how many times did you rehearse that shit?
Yeah.
Like I prided myself on what we're gonna. They're like, we're gonna cut a promo. Okay, what are we gonna do? What's the goal? This is where we need to be. That's all I need to know. I don't want to fucking
exactly.
I will feel the crowd out. As a heel, it's like it's easy for me because I'm gonna come out. I'd walk out. I get the mic, and I just let them sit there and boo me, and I'm like. Now that I don't smell an arena full of halitosis and see a couple hundred people in one tooth, I can talk. And they just start boo. Oh yeah, dude. It was. I was like, none of your family trees branch. Your family gene pools obviously don't have filters. I'm like, I see this guy's here with his sister wife. I'm like, this is. I was like, yeah, you people. I said. What I say, I call them a bunch of bridge card carrying, inbred, redneck, white trash, just corn pone garbage. Oh yeah, they did, woo! And it's like I'm wrestling in the town that I grew up in. And
dude, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, it was fun.
I'm old school, man. Piper was my man. From day one. I before he passed away too. I don't know if you guys ever saw it. He had Piper's Pit podcast.
I've heard a little. I've heard excerpts.
God, they were awesome. He had some of the best ones, man. But yeah, and then he passed away, man. But yeah, I think he did about what was it, like maybe 26 of them or something. But the stories he had, holy hell, man. That's where he told like the Andre the Giant story. Because he was good friends with him. Where I don't know if you heard this when they were out drinking. They were at a restaurant and. They were like these college kids that were throwing shit at him, like throwing things in his hair and trying to make fun of him. And he's like, "Oh shit, you don't do that to Andre." He's like, "You're trying to pick on a giant." So like he's just drinking his wine. They get out to get into their car, and they're waiting by the valet. He just gets up, boom. He pushes the doors, and Roddy's like, "Oh shit, I need to." He just went behind to make sure he wouldn't get arrested or nothing. The kids these guys got into their fucking car. It was a convertible too. He just busts open the door. He pushes everyone out of the way. He grabs the side of their car and he flips it to the other side. One more push, they would have been squashed. So it's standing up like this. Roddy grabs him. He goes, "We gotta get the fuck out of here." So he goes, "Could you imagine when the cops got there? Like what the hell happened here? A giant came by and flipped the car." They go, "Oh, these kids had too much to drink." Book them.
Well, fucking Andre, what they say, like he could drink like 80 to 90 beers in a sitting, like some stupid amount. I mean, yeah, they say he was the nicest dude, though. It's like,
oh, if he liked you, yeah, you were in. If he hated you, forget it. You're done.
The person that I've heard the most about, as far as like people being afraid of him, was Ming. That guy was like the real deal. That still like in the locker rooms, this guy is like, you don't fuck with him. Like he was one of like, because Undertaker was like the head of like wrestlers court in WWE, and Ming was like one of the backstage. What's that?
That broken crooked finger. They say he would point at them.
Yeah,
his finger was like death.
He was one of like the backstage enforcers, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy was just strong as a fucking bull. I mean, one of those Samoans though. Because he was a Samoan. Haku King Haku, man. He won the fucking King of the Ring tournament. I used to love him in WCW. Him and was it Ming the Barbarian? The Faces of Fear.
Oh yeah.
I used to love that fucking them dudes. They were but the Outsiders, man, Hall and Nash were always like, I still like to this day, it's like I used on my Going Rogue intro for my Wednesday night show. I have the NWO music and the countdown, and you know, it's like I do like all my shit. That's my whole wrestling gimmick was like it was NWO based, you know. It was. I was like, I told my boys, I was like, because I came into the company and the stable team ratings was already pre-established. I'm like, I went to the promoters. I'm like, look, I'm like, this stable. I was like, we're the.
Excuse me.
Oh no!
I established team rating. I established team ratings.
He looks like the Crypt Keeper.
Let me tell you a story. I was the judge in the WWE court.
Dude, that is perfect.
And one night, I was at the bar, and Ming came up and slapped me and said that I wasn't a veteran. So I stood up, and I grew 10 feet. Like
man, what are you talking about, honky?
And I took him to a court of law. Law. Where they made me the mayor.
Have you ever seen his show, the conspiracy theory one? Holy hell, man. He's a trip.
I can't remember what he was on some fucking show, and one of the reporters was like talking shit to him, and Jesse got up. It was a podcast or something, and they were filming it, and he said something to Jesse, and Jesse got pissed and got up and walked out. And the guy was like kind of a little fucking like scrawny, and motherfucking wasn't he like a Navy SEAL or some shit? Yeah. Like he's legit. And he turned around and he said something to Ventura. Ventura comes back. He goes, "What did you say?" And I was like, "Oh, dude." This guy was like, I'm like, "Yeah." Ventura's like, "Yeah." It's like I'm like, dude, he would snap you in fucking two, even at like 70 years old. Like,
oh hell yeah. Not just see everything.
Was Mike Tyson.
They don't think he's a lightweight now or something. Like, are you kidding me? He's like, I'm not just the governor of Minnesota.
Governor of Minnesota, yeah, you betcha.
Yeah, no, he's fucking hardcore. He doesn't give a shit.
His arms were actually bigger than Arnold's in The Predator.
They were
at that point. Yeah, Ventura's pipes were bigger than Arnold's were.
I love Carl Weathers in there too. He said he wouldn't work out with the rest of them. He would go at a different hour. So then he'd walk in later, already like with his arms all pumped, and then do a little bit of a workout with like, and not even do a lot because he already did his full workout. He'd come in, he's like, "What's wrong with you, pussies?"
I heard.
Oh, Leo Red got it. It was Jimmy from the Opie and Anthony show. Thank you, sir.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Yep. I saw a clip of that the other day on a news show.
Yeah.
I read in an interview another story he told at some point on the Predator set. Arnold liked to be the first in the gym. So he was showing up every day at 6, 7 a.m., whatever time it was. So Jesse Ventura would show up a little earlier, spray himself down, and make it look like he had been there. Like, oh, well, I showed up at 5 a.m. So then Arnold would show up at 5 a.m. the next day, and Jesse would show up at like 4:50 and do the same. And he said he got to the point where Arnold was showing up at 2 a.m. every day with him.
Holy hell.
God damn you, Ventura. What are you doing to me? Damn you, Jesse.
Holy hell, man. That's some funny shit. Yeah, those guys. Man, and that's one of my favorite movies to this day.
Predator, fucking amazing.
The best. I don't care what point it is. If it's on, I'll just leave the TV on. I'll watch the rest of it. I don't care. That's like one of my classics.
You know what's I think Predator 2 is an underrated gem.
Yeah, it was a good one.
It was good. Now the rest of them, was it Alien vs Predator? Was it Alien vs Predator Requiem for a Dream? They had Predators. They had Predators with Chris Hansen against the Predator. I don't know, but I'll take the first two, and just the rest of them can fuck off as far as I'm concerned.
Although I will say one thing though, the one that was in Requiem, I wanted to see more of that character. What they call him, the Wolf Predator. That fucking thing had a cool design, and he had like one of his mandibles was like all burnt off, like from the acid from the aliens. Like it was cool the way they were setting it up, but they didn't go anywhere good with it. But like he looked great to me. He looked just as good as Predator 1. It's just the rest of the movie was shit. That's the problem.
Yeah, the one in 2018 with Keegan-Michael Key, where like the little kid found the fucking the helmet and shit. I was like, because that was the one that Olivia Munn was in. Yeah. And one of the actors they had was like a fucking a pedo or some shit, wasn't it?
They took him out of the movie.
Yep, they edited him right out because Shane Black directed that. Because he was the one dude. He was in the first one, and he gets everybody hates him
the jokes in the first one.
Yeah. Everybody hates him for Iron Man 3 still, I think.
Who's been in more franchises?
I like Iron Man 3.
I did too. It was a good redemption arc.
The third act was just a little weak.
But I enjoyed the movie though. I just didn't like what they did with the Mandarin.
Yeah.
That seemed like a waste of Ben Kingsley and then a waste of the Mandarin character.
I agree, yeah. That's my only big gripe too. At the time, like I didn't really care because I wasn't big on Mandarin anyway, so it's like when I saw it, I was like, yeah, man, whatever, who cares? I was still having a good time with the movie.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. You just kind of like, but they now they're leading to they're going to use the real Mandarin in Shang-Chi, which
because now they could go Asian and it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. If they did it back then and was it 2013, I think it was, it would have been like, oh my God, what are you doing? It's like, no, really, the character is fucking Asian. I mean,
right.
What are you gonna do? I mean, we're damned if we do, and we're damned if we don't.
Exactly. They're just so stupid, man. They're afraid. It's like just go for it. What the hell are you waiting for?
I'm happy they're bringing Charlie Cox in.
Yeah. I heard he's supposed to be in Spider-Man.
They can't, and also Bernthal's the Punisher. That's another one.
Are they bringing him in? I hope.
I just read, and let me look it up. I just read something the other day.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That said they're bringing him in. It's not going to be the same continuity from Netflix, but he's going to play the Punisher.
Just
bring Thomas Jane.
Bring Thomas Jane. I liked a lot too, but bring D'Onofrio. I don't give a shit about everybody else.
Yes,
we have a perfect Kingpin. Keep him.
That was my next point. Was there's nobody else to play Kingpin?
Nobody. He's like Alfred Molina with Octopus. You have D'Onofrio. Keep him as Kingpin. Give him whatever he wants.
The only other person that I think could play Kingpin has already played him, and he did it in Into the Spider-Verse, and that is Liev Schreiber. Did the voice, and I think he's a versatile enough actor that he could. But if I had my druthers, I would much prefer Vincent D'Onofrio because, like I said, I'm into season 2. I haven't watched it in a while, but I'm into season 2 of Daredevil now.
That was one of my favorites. That season, holy shit!
And D'Onofrio is just incredible in that fucking role. Like, he is Wilson Fisk. Like that is him. He is absolutely like no.
I mean, not even the fight. The fight was fantastic, but the speech too, man. I mean, dude, he is so imposing. He gets everything about that character, top to bottom. When they did his backstory in season 1, you know. Everything about well-rounded all the way, and then like just when he has his rage, I mean, he's got the brain, but then to have that power behind it is fucking epic, dude.
That's the way that you flesh out a character. And the Marvel side of Netflix did, the Marvel TVs, they did that right. They did that extremely well.
Yeah.
They didn't flesh out some of their villains that good in the movies, I mean, look at like you use Mickey Rourke as Whiplash, and he had kind of like, it was there, but
Yeah.
It was like, and I enjoyed Iron Man 2. I don't hate Iron Man 2. Now, I think eventually what you should do is you need to bring Sam Rockwell back in because he's only in prison. He's still alive, so hey,
I think you do something better with that character because they kind of wasted him too. He's another good actor.
Justin Hammer. Yep. Hey, Sam McCabe's up in the chat. One of the famous McCabe brothers. Wait, yep, he's up here. He's only one of them's here tonight. Let's see. Wait, Iron Fist. See, I've never seen any of Iron Fist. I've never watched Iron Fist at all. I've heard mixed things about that. I've heard people that really liked it and it didn't. So
you did yourself a favor missing it.
That's what people say about Jessica Jones too, though. So
yeah, I don't know.
I like what's her name, Kristen Ritter. I think her name is. It played her.
Yeah.
I think they're going to use her in the MCU eventually.
Maybe, I don't know.
I've kind of heard rumblings about that. I'm trying to think who else, but no, man, Charlie Cox and D'Onofrio, Bernthal, those are. But see if they bring
that was good too. The what's his name, Michael. I can't remember his last name. The one who played Luke Cage. I mean, he's a great actor, and he did a great job with that role.
He's on a show called Evil right now.
Okay.
On CBS. He plays a priest, and he's part of a team, and they investigate things that happen that are acts of God, the exorcisms, things like that. It's a super good fucking show. All right. Problem is it's starting to get woke. And I was, because my wife was, I think you might like this show, and I start watching it with her, and it's got Michael Emerson, who played Ben Linus on Lost, which is, if you see my logo is based on the Dharma Initiative from Lost. Lost is one of my favorite television shows of all time. But I love Michael Emerson. He was in that show with
Caviezel.
Jim Caviezel, yes.
Yeah, Person of Interest.
Person of Interest, a couple years ago. That was good. But yeah, he plays like the villain in this show, and he's such a good heel. But he's like got like one. They start this group. It's like for these like kind of displaced like white introverts. He's like, it's called the Incel Army. I'm like, oh fucking come on! Like, could you be more on the nose with this shit?
Yeah.
But it is. It's got some. Whoa! It started, and I'm like, don't ruin this. It's kind of like Prodigal Son.
Okay.
Another one that I review. It's on Fox with Tom Payne from Walking Dead. He played Jesus on The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen a little piece of that.
What's his name? Michael Sheen plays his dad, the surgeon. Martin Whitley's a serial killer. Good. Lou Diamond Phillips is in it.
Oh,
good.
Nice.
Solid. Kind of a drama, crime drama. Tom Payne's a serial killer profiler, and it started to have some. Like the one cop, the lieutenant, JT, he's a black guy. There's two black. So it's a organically diverse cast. You've got a black female named Danny Powell. You've got JT Tarmel. He's a black guy. Lou Diamond Phillips is Native American, and then you've got Idrissa. She's the Asian medical examiner. Then you've got Tom Payne, the white guy. So you've got it's across the board.
You don't need to go woke. You have a good cast.
Yep. And now they're starting with these three white cops. When JT's responding to a crime, these three white cops, he's going to draw his gun, and they draw their guns on him. One of them puts him against a wall, starts choking him, and he's like, "Stop fighting, boy." And it's like, motherfucker, come on. Like,
that's bullshit.
Yep. Hey, wait, I got to take a second here to acknowledge the chat. What's up, Gaming Vulture? Hey, man, I'm sorry I haven't got your prize pack out in the mail yet. I will get that mailed out to you. I do apologize, my friend. I got the sticker and the trading card. They are in. I got to get it mailed out. I will send that out mañana. I do apologize. I know it's been a while. I've got extremely busy with work, and yeah, I do. I apologize, man. I'll get that out to you, brother. That's on me. But thank you for stopping by and saying hi. But yeah. Tony. Okay, man. I see you, brother. Yeah, he's got a jet. So we're this will probably be a good place to take it home. But Vinny, we are definitely gonna have you back on either a Monday or a Wednesday, whichever night works better for you. Here coming up soon. I'll DM you and we'll talk about that. Get you back on the show here, because we could probably go for another 2 hours or so.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. But take take this opportunity right now. Tony, would you please drop the Indiegogo link in the chat again, and go ahead and plug the book again and all your work, brother.
Maybe I should pull it up again too. Hold on. Let me hit screen share. And yeah, so back my books. We have some great ones here. Again, I got a ton of stuff out already that's also available through the Woods, City of Venus. But shout out to the Kraken. This is my newest one. We have 4 days left on this first half of the campaign. So yeah, please support it. Again, this is going to be one of those stories that's going to have so much fun in it. I mean, we're going into dark places. We're having a lot of cool stuff happening with this. We're playing with, like, you know, how dark somebody could go. I mean, this world is really, I try to be as close to kind of realistic in the approach of what they were dealing with at that time. But then I'm going to go into other places with this. You know, you're going to see, again, a fun ride. It's not your Disney pirate story. This is going to be something totally different. You're going to see how life was there, but again, where the characters are going, why they're doing what they're doing, why the main character turned to piracy in the first place, the other stuff that's going on with the villain, very nefarious dude. This thing's going to have everything that you need in a great story. You know, you can expect the action, the fierce sea battles, beautiful locations, brutality. You know, it's set in a very dangerous time in history. So we might even cover some characters from history might make appearances in this series. But yeah, there's rare treasures, threats from above and below. You know, this is the story that you want. You're gonna have a good roller coaster ride with this. Again, just a tremendous amount of work I've been doing on this book. So if you could support it, I'd really appreciate it. If not, please share and retweet. I'm Vinnie Art on Twitter, on YouTube. You know, on my channel, I do a lot of I do other interviews with other creators. Starting to do other tutorials. I have like a master class that there's a couple of I guess I show people how to actually draw. So I did a funny one. This is why I paused for a second. I did a funny one. One of my last ones was kind of a goof one, where I did how to draw the Marvel way 2020. So I poke fun at what they've been doing with their comics. You know, you'll see it's like this fat roly-poly girl that I drew. That's pretty much like I was like, I take all sex appeal out. The shape of the day is round. You know, you're gonna have a good time with it. That was only like 20 minutes, but it's well worth it if you want a good laugh. So that's Vinnie Art on YouTube. Go check it out. But yeah, I try to have more fun with things, and less about the drama shit. I don't care about drama. I want to get good stuff out there. I want to have a good time with my audience, with other creators, and that's where I'm headed with all this stuff. So this is going to be a 50-page story. Again, if you love pirates, you like mystery, you like all kinds of cool twists and turns, lots of brutal stuff, this is the book for you. I'm telling you right now. So yeah, man. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate it. I mean, it's a blast always hanging out with you and talking about some cool stuff.
Oh, dude, I'm happy to have you on. Like I said, it was like I said when we got to be on Steven's stream together, I was like, I like this cat. I'm like, that happens. I get to work with people over there, and it's like, well, hell, you know, it's like with you and Paulie from Latino Slant, and the McCabe brothers. You know, it's networking, and it's like I love it. It's always fun, especially, man. Like I said, I love being able to help people showcase their art and things of the like, and, you know, creators, because that's what this is about. We grow together, we rise together, man.
Absolutely, man.
This community it's a wonderful thing.
Dude, you're invited anytime you want to come on my show too. I mean, like, seriously, like, you know, I love what you have to say. You know, you're there with us. Yeah, we are rising together, like Steven always says too. And speaking of which, Frankie knows in the chat. That's my brother, and he's the writer of Through the Woods. Okay. The book. Bam. So yeah, he was stopping by to say hello as well. Yeah,
right. Pleasantly plump.
Yeah.
That's like, was that Marvel? Was it Marvel that did that book, Faith?
No, who did that?
Was that DC? That body positivity?
I think that was Boom.
Was it Boom? All right, because a couple of the books I've got advertised that shit in it. I was like, oh my god! I'm like, I was like, I remember with this shit. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, pleasantly plump superheroes. Yeah. That's what we want.
Yeah, that's what everybody wants in a female superhero. Well, thank you for coming on, Vinny. I appreciate it, brother. Like I said, we're gonna have you back on real soon, man. Trust me. Yeah, you bring something to the show, and I like that. And thanks for hanging out. Like I said, it was only supposed to be an hour tonight, but I was like, it was flowing, so I'm like, I'm not gonna stop, you know.
Yeah, no, dude, I had a great time. Thank you again, brother.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Tony, go ahead and plug the worst channel on YouTube.
It is the worst channel on YouTube, and with that comes an absolute drought of content because I've got to live up to the guarantee I've made to my fans. Most YouTube channels out there, they don't keep their promises. I do. You want bad YouTube? I'll give you bad YouTube. Come on over and subscribe to the Clown World Review. No, but I have. In all seriousness, behind the scenes, I've been working on a lot of stuff for this show over here, some things for my channel over there, and just doing, you know, making sure quality, you know, is coming first. Up until around like 72 hours in the edit bay, and then I'm like, I don't care anymore. Just take the video for what it is. So yeah, come subscribe. I've got some, you know, pretty medium-sized projects in the works.
Well, thank you as always, brother. Tony is my co-host on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Let's see. All right, so what have I got coming up? I'll put my ugly ass on solo here for a minute. Jesus Christ, I should turn the camera off. But no, these are available nowhere. This is the only one. Well, there's two in existence, but we're starting a Teespring store soon. So if you want a Place to Be Reviews shirt, it's gonna have some witty shit on it or something. I'll figure something out for you guys. We'll probably have some fucking beanies or something. Because I wear these all the time, even when it's hot. I'm not a hipster. I just do that because I'm bald. I don't know. It fucking works. Anyway, projects coming up. Tomorrow morning, you'll get WandaVision episode 4 review before I go hang out and barbecue and drink all day with my friends. I'll get that video out. So you have WandaVision episode 4 tomorrow. Monday morning, you'll get your Batwoman. I know. I hate myself. I suffer for you guys. Batwoman episode 3 review will be up. Batgirl Magic. Yeah, it's going to be fucking cringy. That'll be up Monday. Then Monday night, episode 138 of the podcast. That is the Tony Tone Deaf birthday celebration soiree.
We're going to have 21.
Tony's going to be 21. It'll be his official first day on the internet. But Sal's not here to say it. I had to. But yeah, so who's joining us? The Valkyries?
Rise and shine with the Valkyries, Miss Purple Valkyrie and Miss Samantha Joe.
Yep. They'll be joining us. Phoenix Animation will be on hand. Another creator we've had here, independent artist on Fandom Menace Friday night. He'll be joining us Tuesday morning. I'll probably have a single release video for you guys. Then Wednesday morning, you'll get episode 4 of Prodigal Son. My review will be up. Wednesday night will be Going Rogue. I had to remember the show. Also, I'm sorry, Tuesday night. Let me rewind. 6:30 Eastern on author Stephen Walton's channel. You can catch me on TR4. Then, like I said, Wednesday morning, you get the Prodigal Son review. Wednesday night, I'll be on the Humpty Dump at 7:30. Then on my show, Going Rogue, episode 10 at 8:30 with special guest Mr. Jeff Hicks from the World Class Bullshitters will be joining us, a good friend of mine in the program and the channel. And I say this, and I've said it to him, and I don't say this to kiss the man's ass because we look at each other like equals. He is a big inspiration of mine and why I really started my channel and got back into YouTubing and podcasting again. So Jeff is going to come over Wednesday night and hang out with us. Thursday morning, you'll get a single release video. Then next Friday, Fandom Menace Friday Night Live, episode number 10 will be up. And then next Saturday, you'll get another WandaVision review. So I'm a busy guy. I'm working hard for you people. Hit that subscribe button, man. I am doing the damn thing.
Making me feel bad.
And also, yeah, me and Tony have the Last Starfighter and Flight of the Navigator dual reviews we're working on right now. I have a special review that I've been working on since 2019 when the movie was announced. I will be reviewing Chick Fight because I just bought that dumpster fire starring that human trash bag Alec Baldwin, but it has the #1 girl on OnlyFans, Bella Thorne, in it with Malin Ackerman, and it's hot women fighting. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll spend $8 and buy this shit because Family Video's closing, so I bought it. So I'll have that review up for you guys next week too. I'm going to be a busy motherfucker. Thank you so much for tuning in to Fandom Menace Friday Night Live. Vinny, thank you so much for joining us, man.
I appreciate it, man.
No problem. No problem at all. Happy to have you. Tony, thank you as always for being the co-host with the most, my brother. Love you, dude. And you guys in the chat are awesome as always. Like I said, if you're not subscribed, if you're new here, please let today be the day I earn that. This little press the red button. It's free and it always will be. I promise you that until I have material that I feel that is good enough for you to give me your hard-earned money for. Until then, it ain't going to cost you. My love don't cost a thing. I'm like J-Lo without the booty. I'm Itepo at the place to be reviews. I've been here with all of you. And remember, if I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out like feelers and high top fades.
Boom!